Hey everyone, welcome to Paws and Talk. We are actually on episode 9 here. We brought back Linda from Animal Services. We're super excited. As you can see, we have some lovely felines here with us today. And we're super excited. A lot of them need homes, so they're looking for their forever homes. So we brought a couple in, and we wanted to show you guys how great they are. So welcome back, Linda.
Thank you.
We're super excited to have you here. So we wanted to kind of break down, because last time we really didn't get to talk too much more in depth about animal services, right? So we wanted to talk today a little bit about what animal services actually does per se.
Okay, so the main job of animal services is to enforce city bylaws, and we also run an animal shelter. So that's basically the two main points in regards to what animal services does.
Okay, so when you mentioned bylaws, because even for myself, when I was first starting out in humane education and welfare, I didn't really understand what that exactly meant. So what does that kind of entail when it comes to like what do the bylaw officers do? Because I know that you guys have officers, right?
Right. So a couple of city bylaws that people need to adhere to is the idea that animals cannot be running at large. So what the officers do is if there is an animal running at large, then if the animal is confined, then the officers can bring the animal to the shelter, where the animal will stay until the owner comes and picks up the animal, or if there's an owner that we know of through the animal's identification, through a microchip or a city license that's on the animal itself, then we can contact the owner and or bring the animal to the owner, depending on the situation. So that's one of also the jobs of the officers. And so another job that the officers has is to enforce the idea of noise complaints and barking. So that's also a city bylaw. So dogs cannot be barking for long periods of time. And so if there is a complaint, then people should call the city office, Animal Services, and have that look after. So we do have a process in regards to that. I'm just getting a little bit distracted.
Yeah, I was going to say, he loves treats, eh?
Maybe these treats were a bad idea.
We're going to have a great show today, guys.
So if someone is having a hard time with a dog that's barking in their neighborhood, that they should call Animal Services. And so there is a process that comes with it. And once at a certain point, officers do get involved in that sense. So that's another city bylaw that is enforced by our officers and by our office. So,
and so what happens? So, say if I'm walking out of my house one day and I see a cat that's running around, doesn't have a collar or anything like that, right? Like something like, what do I do? Like what are my options basically if I'm in town and this happens?
Right. So so all the city bylaws obviously have to do with being inside the city, and so if you see, say, a cat running at large. What you can do is you can call our office. The only thing is, in order to sort of follow through with that, it's important to know where the cat lives in order to take the appropriate steps. So if the animal is on city property and it's off of the owner's property, then there are a couple things that you can do. In the summertime, we can lend out live traps to catch cats that are running at large and bring them back to the shelter. But basically, and if you can, handle the cat and put it in a confined space, then an officer can come and pick up the cat if it is running at large. So it's quite challenging to capture a cat. So if you can somehow put it into a confined space, or it comes into a confined space like a porch or a room or a cat carrier, then an officer can come and pick up the cat. And the same goes for a dog that's running at large.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
If a dog is running at large, then it's ideal to have the animal confined in a backyard or a space, and then the officers can bring the animal to Animal Services. Now, we always check animals for chips. so microchips, and if the animal is not chipped, then the animal will come to our shelter either way. So.
And do you guys post online if you like like per se have an animal that is like has been with you guys, like that you guys found? Like, do you guys post online about it? Like, how does that process kind of work?
So yes, a lot of our animals do make it onto our website, our Lost and Found website. Now, I'll have to admit that not all of our animals will make it to the website. So it's always best to if you have lost a pet, a cat or a dog, we do have a pet locator line.
Okay.
And the number should be on our website.
Okay.
And so that is a hotline that gets updated each business day in the morning.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a list of animals within our shelter. We actually have our adoption animals listed too, and any deceased animals that we have as well.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's
really helpful.
Yeah, so even if our office is closed, if you can't reach us through the phone lines or whatever, then it's a separate number. It should be on our website, and you can contact that number. And it is a general description, but it will give you an idea of the animal, where the animal was found, and the gender.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely post that, and we'll let the community know, and we'll hopefully, I think that's a really great idea because I honestly personally had no idea. So I know that for personally for myself, even like the Humane Society and Animal Services is very different. But I know a lot of our community members, don't always recognize the differences and stuff like that. So we mentioned about animals being located in town. So if I see a cat or a dog in town, what about the Humane Society? What are those how does that kind of work? Like, is it because they deal with outskirts, correct?
Right. So we take strays that are, or animals running at large within city limits.
Okay.
So when it comes to stray animals on the streets within city limits, that's where they come. They come to us. And so anything outside city limits would go to the Humane Society.
Okay.
So we do have agreements with certain townships for their animals. They can come to our animal services. However, for the majority, outside city limits would go to the Humane Society.
Okay. Okay, well, at least we got some clarification, right? So, guys, we will be back, and we're going to be talking about bonded pairs. We're going to go a little bit more into depth about, some scent therapy and integration and how that all kind of works. So stay tuned, okay? All right, welcome back to Paws and Talk. Thanks for joining us again. Like I mentioned previously, we have the lovely Linda here from Animal Services. We have a few feline friends as well, so we're having a fun time. So now we kind of wanted to talk about bonded pairs. So Linda brought, I guess in total, 9 felines with us today. And 6 of them are actually from one household, I believe. And I mean, through shelters, rescues, we all have run into situations where either, felines come in and they are basically brother or sister, like siblings, or, they actually are just a bonded pair. Even for myself, when I adopted my male first and my female, second, and from Animal Services, one from Humane Society. And my male, I had fosters and everything, he was fine. But with this female, it took a lot of time. And so even for myself, I had to do a lot of scent therapy, which we're going to explain and talk a little bit more about. So, but I wanted to kind of just break down. So how often is it first that you at Animal Services get bonded pairs?
It does happen every once in a while. And with the idea of the bonded pairs is the fact that sometimes it is challenging to adopt the cats as a pair, because a lot of times people come in wanting, with the intention of adopting only one cat, and it seems overwhelming to adopt 2 cats at once, but there are a lot of benefits in adopting 2 cats at once. And so often the bonded pairs might take a little bit longer to adopt out because of maybe that intimidation of having 2 cats, to bring home 2 cats at once.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too, like even for myself, the first adoption that I ever went through, like I had that fear. There were so many questions, and I felt at the time that we didn't have a lot of consistent, humane education coming through. I think obviously that we talked about even last show, like how important, multimedia and social media and all that kind of is now. So with that being said, you mentioned about challenges. So what are some challenges that, say if a family member right now or someone in our community is looking at potentially adopting, what are some challenges that they can face when adopting two felines?
Well, the challenge I think would just maybe be the idea of bringing home two animals might be, like I said, overwhelming. But the benefits to bring home two animals is in a bonded pair situation is the fact that we know that these two animals do get along. So I know that in my situation, I had my first pet was one dog, and so for a very long time, I was looking for a friend for my dog, and so that process took a whole entire year to find another dog that got along with my dog. And so, with adopting two animals at once that get along, two cats in this case, we know that these two are friends, they get along, they have each other, and so in bringing them into the home, then there's no
territorial,
right.
Yeah.
So that, and not to say that that wouldn't particularly happen with an existing cat in the house, but if we know for a fact that these two know each other, and so instead of in the future introducing another cat, there's less work in doing that because we already know that these two cats get along.
And I think it's like, that's like another really good key point, like even for myself. And, I've even heard of other people like trying to integrate, like the whole integration process with, a feline from like the first adoption and then the second adoption, right? So it really all depends. And I think we actually discussed, we had a canine behavioralist on the show, Rudy, and so we were talking about scent therapy and stuff like that. And I think, the process behind it does take a long time. And I think sometimes, excuse me, it ends up, some felines get brought back to the shelter, a little bit too soon because it comes down to patience. And I think a lot of people need to understand. And I think that's one of the main things that we wanted to express to you, like both and I today, is that it does take patience. So if you are looking for another feline friend, because we all go through it, we work, you know what I mean? We're busy, and of course we want to be there, and we are there, and we're loving pet parents to our animals. But you want to have them make sure that they have a friend and they're happy. But the process takes a long time, and we just ask that obviously everyone is really patient when it comes to this. So that would be 100% a great benefit of adopting that bonded pair, like you kind of mentioned, because there's just so many benefits, and it cuts out a little bit of work. And we know cats, they're very finicky, as I don't know if you guys heard that, something dropped, and I'm pretty sure they ate half a plant right now, and they're fine and everyone's safe. But with that being said, cats do have spats, and we know that obviously for being feline parents, and it's okay for them to, like have those kind of like those off days together. We obviously just want to make sure that, everyone's safe. I think like at the end of the day, if you have kids at home, for the both felines, we want to make sure that everyone's safe and everyone's happy, right? So you have one feline right now. You adopted through Animal Services, correct? So what do you think? Are you looking potentially in the future to bring home another one? I know you have two dogs as well.
Yes, I do. Right now, the house, I have to admit, is quite full. So I particularly am not shopping for another cat. But if you are interested in bringing home another cat or to add to your family, yes, the process should be one that takes quite a bit of patience, and there's no reason to rush the process. So with Animal Services, we always take back our animals that have been adopted through us, that have come from the shelter. And so in integrating cats, you take your time, because if in the end, in a few months from now, we will always take back our animals within years. It doesn't matter. We will always take back the animals that have been adopted from Animal Services. So there is no rush into making sure that that cats get along. See, cats do need quite a bit of time to adjust because, like you said, they are territorial.
Yeah, they have attitudes.
Yes. So in coming to our shelter, you could always ask one of the animal care attendants what's the best way to integrate a cat. And there are also a lot of videos online in how to integrate cats. So you could come to the shelter well informed about integration, or if you're not at that stage, you could come to the shelter and ask a lot of questions. We will definitely help you in that process.
I think that's so helpful because, like I said, I mean, we do this too for, obviously, this is the main key in, behind and surrounding the show is, humane education. And I think, you guys being so open about that and saying, you know what, if you have questions, we're here to support you. And I don't think, I think things are changing when it comes to that we have the ability basically at this point in time to have that information accessible to our community. So, I hope that you guys understand that if you guys do have questions, Linda, all the animal care, staff at Animal Services, I'm sure the bylaw officers, I know how busy they are. We were just talking to them today about, cold winter months and everything that they, that's a crate that fell over. Everyone's safe. But long story short, we want to make sure that like the humane education is spread, and then they, if anyone has any questions, then I think it's a great opportunity, for you guys to, to be so opening to our public to be able to do that. So, yeah, was there anything else that you can think of that, might pop into your mind about, siblings or bonded pairs that you want to make sure our community knows before adoption? I think maybe like researching their personalities too, right? Asking those questions, because I think every bonded pair is different in a sense.
For
too,
sure,
right?
yeah, and just the fact that just be open to the idea of having two cats come in at once. It really is not, in my opinion, as intimidating as people think it might be.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of times people come in, adopt one cat, and then it's great. A few months later, they're like, well, we're looking for a friend.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It's awesome. But it is so convenient to just have two cats that that get along, that have grown up together, that love each other very much, and would do so well together. And so, and again, I just want to emphasize, the idea of integration and how much it does take time.
Yeah.
And that's something that can't be rushed when it comes to cats.
So patience is definitely key here, and 2 is better than 1. So stay tuned, guys. You guys will get to meet all of our furry friends when we get back. So we'll see you guys soon. Hey everyone, welcome back to Paws and Talk. Like I said, we are here with the lovely Linda from Animal Services. Now for the fun, we had quite some fun the first 2 segments, and so it's gonna get even better. So right now we have Vixen, so tell me a little bit about Vixen.
So Vixen is such a sweet girl. She is, she's definitely a people cat. And so as you can tell, she absolutely loves cuddles. She can sit on your lap, and quite honestly, I filmed her for the 12 Stories of Christmas promotion, and she was so relaxed. I swear she almost fell asleep.
She looks like it.
She's just the best cat. So she is she's quite vocal when she wants attention. And other than that, she's very relaxed. So she does like to explore a little bit, but quite honestly, she is a people cat. So that being said, she probably would do best in a home, potentially without other animals. However, she does coexist with other cats. She can have, her own sort of opinions about other cats, but for the most part, I mean, it is possible for her to get along with other cats, but she's definitely a people cat.
You can tell she's so sweet, which is amazing. Like, oh, she's adorable. And how old approximately do you think she is? It's kind of hard to obviously say with rescues,
Off the top
right?
of my head, I would have to double check. I think she's closer to 2. Okay. She is a young cat.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, she is just the sweetest girl ever, and she absolutely loves attention. She loves people, and she would do very, very well with just somebody who wants a feline companion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. All right. Well, we have a few of, we have 8 more, and they're running around right now. We're all having a good time. Janice, our lovely Janice, is wrangling felines for us. So now we're going to start with, There we go. And who do we have here?
Okay, so we do have a group of 6 cats that came from a particular place together.
Yeah.
And so this is actually a really shy girl. So she might not be quite comfortable where she is right now.
Yeah, you
but,
can tell. She's camera shy. Hi,
yeah,
babies.
she is very camera shy. So she is one white female. And then we do have a black female somewhere else as well. And then the rest, there's a black male cat, and then there are other, yes, this is
male?
This is the male. I remember his name is Snowbank. And so he's awesome. I am particularly drawn to black male cats, and he is exactly.
He's handsome. You can see. Look at him.
He is so playful. The pom-poms are basically here for him. He will take a pom-pom and carry it around in his mouth. He loves to hide in garbage cans. He is just a typical male black cat with just an absolutely great personality.
He's so sweet.
The 6 cats
I think
are
she's falling asleep.
actually just dolls, and we would actually really, it would be great if they were either adopted, maybe all together. That I know that's
if anyone's looking for 6 cats,
6 cats. But if they could either be adopted as a pair or go to a home with other cats, because they're actually quite social cats. They're getting along with the other cats, and that's Vixen actually right there. Oh, Vixen. Maybe Vixen, you should. Here, Vixen, have some treats. Here, Vixen. Here. There you go. There.
So
yeah,
I was gonna say, so some of them are shy, like how we just saw,
Yes.
like the young white female, right? So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if would it be beneficial, say, if maybe like this handsome boy over here that you have,
Right.
if he maybe got adopted with someone that's a little bit more shy, right? Like, would that be beneficial?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, if the shy ones, they would probably benefit in going with a cat they are familiar with, or like I said, a home with other cats at home. They will eventually come around. You know what I mean? It just takes a little bit of time. But they're all such sweet cats, and they have such great temperament.
Yeah.
So it's,
they're so sweet. Like,
yeah.
honestly, I'm shocked as to how sweet and calm they are.
Okay, let's switch
she's
you
not
up.
even going there. All right.
So this is another male white cat that we have, and all their names are connected to snow, which off the top of my head I can't remember all of them. But
We got a snowball, a snowflake.
Snowfall,
Yeah.
yeah,
All of the above.
and there's Snow White, which ironically is the black female. So she is quite shy too. So I'm not quite sure where she is right now. But so we have one right here, and then we have one right here. And that is actually, so that right here is Niles. And so he is a bonded pair with the brown tabby.
Oh, okay, yeah, we
which
saw.
is Fraser.
Oh, Fraser, he's so handsome. Janice, that's Janice's favorite so far, I think. There he is.
So Fraser is quite an active cat. He may not be very comfortable in sitting in one spot, but these two are a bonded pair.
Okay.
So yes, so Niles, he's quite the cuddler.
Oh,
he's
he
actually
is. He's so
he's
sweet.
very, very sweet.
He's
likes
like, I don't even want treats.
Right?
He's not food driven, you can tell, eh?
He will eat the treats, yes. I think he's enjoying the pets though.
Yeah.
But Niles is such a sweet guy. Now, Fraser he likes the dangling cat toys. He likes to explore. I'm actually quite impressed that he is calm enough to sit in my lap, but he likes to explore. So the two of them really balance each other out. They're best friends. So we are asking that they do go to a home together.
Okay.
But these two cats are so incredibly sweet. They're very just well-tempered and well-mannered, and they're really, really great cats. So yeah, like I said, so Fraser is quite playful, whereas Niles does like to explore.
Yep.
And but he's
you can tell he's a people, like, he's so
yeah,
sweet.
yeah, they're both like really good
They
cats,
are.
and you can tell they do get along with other cats. So they could definitely, go to a home with other cats, or they can just go to a home just themselves.
Yeah. I think that I mean, like, that's super great, obviously, and like I mean, with them being bonded is so important. So I think that's really sweet, and that's good because I know, I mean, I've seen situations too where a bonded pair has gotten separated, and it's like, what, why would we have to do that? Like, and they get along so well and they're so sweet. Can you imagine coming home to these two just like literally cuddling up on a couch?
Yep.
If they can be this calm, I think that this honestly is like the best case scenario.
And I think in general, I think all 9 cats would do well in a home with children. I do believe that all the cats here, they would do well with a variety of households. So that's also a plus.
Well, no kidding. And it's nice for sure to have, like, if you do have kids and you guys are looking at, potentially adopting an animal for your family and your household. Obviously, Animal Services has a lot of felines that are available for adoption. So please keep in mind, if you guys are interested, if you have questions, contact Linda, contact the animal care team at Animal Services. We'll provide you with all the information. And that, there's tons of felines and obviously dogs that need a forever home. So if you guys are thinking about that, just make sure you give them a call. All right, guys, we'll see you guys next show. See you later.